You're watching 365 in 3, the Bible made simple, one day at a time. Everything was perfect, peaceful. God had formed humans with care, placed them in Eden, and gave them everything they needed, including freedom. But in Genesis 3, the story takes a turn, and it all begins with a question. The serpent asked Eve, "Did God really say, 'You shall not eat from any tree of the garden'?" It wasn't just a question, it was a seed of doubt. Gap 1.0s. Notice what the serpent did. He twisted God's words, not with full lies, but with slight distortion. And Eve engaged. She tried to explain, but the enemy kept pushing. "You won't die. God just knows that if you eat it, you'll become like him." Eve believed the lie, that God was holding out on her, that what he said wasn't fully true. She took the fruit, ate it, gave it to Adam. He ate too. And in that moment, everything changed. For the first time in human history, people hid from God, not because he changed, but because shame entered their hearts. That's not the voice of a God ready to destroy, and that's the voice of a father still seeking his children. God already knew what happened, but he asked, "Where are you?" Not for his sake, but for Adam and Eve's, because sin doesn't push God away. Shame does. Then come the consequences. God explains what will happen now. Pain, struggle, separation. Eden was no longer a safe space, but even in judgment, there was grace. That was the first promise of Jesus, hidden in the middle of a curse. Before God sent them out, he did something incredible. He made clothes for them, coverings. He didn't abandon them. He covered them. Genesis 3 is heavy. It's the fall. But it's also the beginning of the rescue plan. We see God's justice, but we also see his mercy. We see our brokenness, but also our worth. Take a few minutes to reflect. What lie has the enemy whispered to you that made you doubt your value, your purpose, or God's goodness? Write it down. Now write the truth that replaces it. Sin entered the world that day, but so did a plan. God didn't give up, and he never gives up on you. Even when we hide, he still calls, "Where are you?" Remember, the same God who formed you from dust, the same God who breathed life into your lungs, is the same God who still seeks you today, even in your failure, your fear, or your silence. He still walks in the garden and says, "Where are you?" Not to punish you, but to bring you back.